Brothers and sisters, today the Irish Dominican province is proud to have two of its brothers join the ranks of brother priests in the province. Today, Father Kellen Scott was ordained a priest, and Father Anthony Kavanagh was ordained a priest. I had the privilege of living with these two men while I was studying in the house of formation of our province in Dublin, and so I ask for your continued prayers for them. These weeks are weeks of particular grace for our province, but for them and for these men as they learn this new gift that has been entrusted to them by the Lord to minister the grace of Jesus in such the intense particular way that comes to us in the sacraments. And many years ago, I was in a house in Fanjo, which is the place where St. Dominic spent a good 10 years of his life while he was being led by the Lord, and a time of prayer and a time of where the idea of the order was percolating in his heart, you could say. And I remember opening a book there, and it was addressed by a famous French Dominican, Father Philippon, who wrote a lot about Saint Elizabeth of the Trinity and so many other saints, and he known for his spiritual wisdom and his guidance. And Father Philippon, he wrote something in a book to another priest, and this was actually in his handwriting. And in the beginning of the book, it said to this priest that he was entrusting this book to, he said, to be a priest is to offer Jesus Christ for the salvation of the world with the sentiments of Mary at the foot of the cross. And the essence of the priesthood is to be someone who is a mediator of the ultimate mystery of salvation, which is to offer the holy sacrifice of the Mass, which is the life force of the entire church, of all the other sacraments, and to stand there with the heart and the disposition of Mary, who stood at the foot of the cross to offer this sacrifice, uniting with her Son everything, with the attitude of giving everything, of being totally generous in the offering of her life, but her Son, what was so dear to her, for the world. And the bishop, who was the Bishop of Meath, who ordained the brothers today, he said, he spoke about the gospel today and the generosity that is called forth for us to pick up our cross and to give. And in many ways, the priest is called to imitate, like we're all called to, the witness of Jesus himself in the Eucharist. Jesus is giving himself completely, offering himself completely to us in Holy Communion, and he is offering himself in a particular way, in a humble way, in an unassuming way, in an ever-present way. Like when we go to adoration, the Lord is there waiting for us. He's waiting for the people, and this is a priest, someone who's to be there to wait for the people, to give himself to the people, to give to the people of God, to entrust his whole life to them in their hands. And so when the priest prays in the Mass, the prayers of Jesus, so Jesus is praying through him, this is my body, given up for you. This is my blood that will be poured out for you. There should be an echo in the heart of the priest that these are not just, it is the words of the Lord through him. The Lord is speaking through him in that moment in a real, total way. There's what priesthood does. It conforms us to Jesus. That Jesus actually speaks through us in those live words that change the body, change the bread and the wine into himself. But it also is an echo in the humanity of the priest, where he is also saying, this is my body. I'm giving myself to you. I'm giving my whole life to you. And this is a complete offering. And so today we celebrate, this is at the heart of the mystery of the priesthood, first of all, the spirituality of the priesthood, to offer himself completely like Jesus, celibately, giving himself completely to God's people, saying that I don't have an exclusive earthly love as a wife or as a family. My whole love is for the church. And so as Father Anthony and Father Callan today, their lives were conformed to the mystery of the cross in this profound way. And Our Lady, when she appeared in Knock in Ireland, she appeared in the stance of mediation, which shows us she's not a priest, but she shows us the spirit of the priesthood, you could say, to be a mediator, to stand in the gap. God has chosen priests to stand in a very particular way on the behalf of God's people. He's given them a ministry to intercede and to supplicate on their behalf and to bring their intentions to the Mass. So in the rite of the ritual words in the Mass today, it speaks about, where the priest is going to be able now to bring all our sacrifices, the values of the people of God, and allows them to join that in a heavenly offering to perfect their sacrifice, to perfect their lives in the offering of the Holy Mass. And so this is a big part of what the priesthood is, to offer, to help gather all the lives of all those in the church, gather there for the celebration of the liturgy, and to offer that. And so he does that with them. So it's not just somebody above us, but the priest is there to gather us in, to join. But he makes that sacrifice possible by his ordination, that he gets to be a humble, often very broken instrument so that all of us could unite our offering to God.